Good afternoon, everybody. Directly behind me, the United Arab Emirates, Sharjah, Fujairah, the Oman Sea. Directly in front of me, well, I'm now in Oman. This is Oman. So, UAE, Oman, UAE, Oman, UAE, all in the space of a few kilometres. I'm going to take you on the journey. And one of the good things at the moment about being in Oman is that the fuel is cheaper. So you might have to queue a little bit, but it's significantly cheaper. I'll tell you how much it is once I pay, but I have fueled up here a few times and it's definitely worthwhile. And look how many people are queuing up, so clearly there's money to be saved. And we've just literally started our journey into Oman. Now, an enclave is a territory or country that's completely bordered by another country. All right. Hopefully I've described that well enough, but it's pretty obvious. And by the end of this journey, I'm sure you'll be an expert, as I probably will be once I've finished it. But what's unique about this journey, so right now I'm in Oman, 100 meters away, I'm back in the UAE. So what happens is I'm going to go into this enclave, and then as I carry on a little bit further, it drops back into the UAE, completely inside Oman. And then eventually I'm going to carry on to Wadi Shees, which is back in the UAE once again. And I hope all that makes sense, and I hope I said it right. If not, hit me up in the comments, let me know. I'm just going to wait to fuel up, and then I'm going to take you all the way through. Right, just a couple of kilometres, just to maybe a kilometre or so since we started, and already something interesting. Look at this. So we're in Madha in Oman, and you've got yourself a man-made cascade of, it's not waterfall, it's like a cascade of water. Look at that. Let's carry on up and carry on exploring. Right, I'm in the town of Madha, which is in the enclave of Oman, which is surrounded by the UAE. So about, I don't know, 3 or 4 kilometres, that's all, since I entered Oman, this enclave. And Madha is like the main town in the enclave. And I've been here before, in actual fact. I came here with my wife. It's got all the amenities. It's got police, and I saw a police car. Obviously got fire brigade, it's got post office, and that's the reason I came here. So I came to send some postcards, and they put the Oman franc on the stamp. So it looks like it's been sent from a different country, which of course it has, even though it's an enclave. So here I am, Madha. If I'm really being honest, I don't see a lot of difference between UAE and Madha. There are a few flags. There's a subtle difference. There is an obvious difference between the two flags. I'll put them on the screen so you could see them. So, in fact, there's one of the flags now, but it's not flying very hard, so it's difficult to see. There are some pictures of the Sultan of Oman, as we see pictures of the sheikhs in the UAE. So we're still in Oman here in Madha, and it's a glorious afternoon. And I'm not in the slightest bit surprised that I've come across this reservoir. This is Madha Reservoir. We're in the Sharjah Mountains, and north to south South Fujairah's got its own reservoir systems I've shown you on film. Sharjah to the north, we've got Rafisa Dam, and there's a whole network of them all the way up and down. Obviously, they got to conserve as much of the water, so it's a precious commodity over here. But this is absolutely lovely, absolutely lovely. There's a little play area behind, very peaceful, spectacular mountains, but so quiet. Right, let's have a little walk across an international border. So I'm in Madha, Oman. I'm now in Nawa, UAE. Some flags there that tell me I've just left. And in actual fact, there is the Sheikh of Sharjah, and there's a UAE national flag. So we are now in Nahwa. Right, we're in Nawa town. We're in Nawa town. And this is in the UAE, obviously, as I just said, coming up the road. So it represents, I would say, there's certainly more than hundreds. It's into the thousands, maybe 1,000 inhabitants. I'm only guessing at that. Could be completely wrong. So there's some of the town down there, look. And you just put you over my shoulder there so you can see the Nawa town down there. There's a little football pitch. There's a museum round the corner. There's a nursery, play area, tennis, football, and Nawa Park. Some nice sized villas up here. Okay, so I'm on another international border here. Now I could see over my shoulder a white marker. I could also see a white marker way up there on the mountainside. I can see a fly on my ear. Way up there. And what that will say, excuse me, Oman, UAE. Seen this at the corner of my eye once I got here, and there's a big cave. And inside that big cave is a lot of water. I think that's a car coming. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've just driven down this road, and what I did, I carried on over because there is a road over there, and at the point there was no other obvious routes in and out, so you just assume it carries on that way. But in actual fact, Wadi Shees, excuse me, Wadi Shees is a hard right, almost back on yourself. And trust me, and trust me when I say there's a road there, that doesn't look like a road from where I'm stood now. So that's the way to Wadi Shees. Let's go and see what happens up there. I'm absolutely loving this route. Honestly, I had no idea it was going to be like this. I promise you, I thought this was going to be a road like it started off in Fujairah, down near Corfacan on that sort of border area, and into Oman there. I've been to the post office before. I've even posted letters there to get the Oman postmark. And that's a lovely big main road. I thought the journey would be like that all the way. Could you come up here in a normal car? The truth is, you probably could. But there'll be a couple of times you might spin your wheels and get a little bit nervous. I'm in four-wheel drive now. I put it on some time ago. And let me just have a look. Not far away. I wonder if... Oops. I'm actually triple tasking, not multitasking. I wouldn't recommend it, not unless you're in a four-wheel drive. Really, that's the truth. I'm dreading the potential of a... Look at that big rock up there. Look at that big rock up there ready to fall. Mashallah. I'm dreading possibly having a puncture. I've got that film which I'm making, The Worst Day of My Life, where I got stuck in the sand on the beach in Corfacan. There is every potential for similar scenarios here. I'm on my own. Some of the little wadis that we've driven along as well have been so narrow. I mean, they're the main road. Yeah, some of the little wadis we've driven along, I actually said to myself, look how the water here stops in front of the car and goes straight to the ground. I say straight to the ground, it's on the ground, but straight underneath the ground, and obviously comes up a little bit lower down. Right, more or less, this is the border. I'm right on the border now. This is Oman. This is UAE, more or less. I've looked on my Google Maps. Well, these actually quite slippy. So this is permanent water here. Well, not permanent water, but this water's been here for a long time. This, on Google Maps, it's more or less here, the border. But in fairness to Google Maps, it does say low accuracy. It pops up on the map in blue. But then I just noticed this, and I'll show you this here. I don't know if this is just sheer coincidence, considering I've just walked through some water. My feet are very slippy. Could easily fall down here. And I've just noticed this here. So I wonder, we call this a trig point in England. I wonder if this is the border. Here we go. United Arab Emirates. Oman. You'd easily miss this, to be honest. You could easily miss it. So he says here, Madha, Sultanate of Oman, UAE, United Arab Emirates, Madha. So that's where we are. So there's the white thing, the white delineation between the UAE and Oman. I'm going to carry on up now to Wadi Shees, which is where I think the whole thing finishes. Just tell you one last time, what an amazing journey it's been so far. Yeah, some of these little wadis have been so narrow that literally only a car can fit down, only one vehicle. And I was thinking to myself, what would happen if another vehicle came down? We'd have a bit of a standoff, and probably I would give way and I'd reverse back, because I'm a nice guy, aren't I? You all know that. And fortunately, I have passed a few cars, but they've been at the wider points of the journey. This is unbelievable. I'm telling you, this is absolutely fantastic. I am so pleased I'm doing this. I'm not sure the old Ford F-150s. Now up there's some stones. Up on the left there's some stones. It's almost as someone's built a little... This is fantastic. I am going to absolutely come and explore this properly. There's loads of terraces up there. I wonder why they've done that. I wonder why on earth they've done that. But someone spent a long time. Wow. I'm telling you now, guys, this is absolutely fantastic. Rent yourself a 4x4 and come and do this journey. Absolutely. If you're in the UAE and you have access to a 4x4 and you haven't done this, you are letting yourselves down. Honestly, you are missing an absolute belter of a journey. I don't like all this paint, by the way. If I ever catch anyone painting on the wall, who on earth brings paint to these places? I was saying you might be able to get up here in a normal car, but the truth is, I'm now going to absolutely quantify it by saying you won't get up here in a normal car. Oh yeah, and there you can see the UAE flags to once again confirm what we already know. We're back in the UAE, not back in the USSR. You know how that's an old Beatles song, isn't it? So let's see if we can recognise where we are. Lots of sleeping policemen. Oh, it's very nice here. Does this say where we are? Sharjah Cooperative. So we're in the Emirates of Sharjah. Hello there. Everybody, very, very, very nice here. Not a single person doesn't wave and say hello. I mean, I'm also waving and saying hello to them, so it's a nice instinct. It's nice. I imagine if you're a bird, I can see a little bird there, pigeon it looked like. I imagine if you're a bird and you live in the UAE or the enclave of Oman or the counter enclave of UAE Nawa, I imagine there's probably no better place to live than around here. I don't know if someone is burning something as a bit of a bonfire or whether my engine is overheating, but I can smell a bit of a fire. I really do hope it's not. No, my engine's cool enough. Now, at some point or other in the recent years, this has been a completely paved route. I've seen sections of tarmac that have been washed away. I mean, I imagine, well, you can see here on the left, you can see how destructive the rains are, and they really are. I've been out once or twice in these rains when they, it's invariably after the cloud seeding. Look, that's the actual road there on the left. So what I'm on now is just a graded, yeah, they've just graded the side of the road. Just scraped the top flat. This is unbelievable. I'm not sure if the cameras are going to do it justice. So the only way you can really do it justice is to come and see it for yourself. What's that big barrier there for? So there's a big barrier there on the left. Oh, that road's closed. I wonder if probably because it doesn't go very long before it gets washed away. MashaAllah, honestly. I can't wait to come back. I really can't. Somebody has spent a long time here tending to the left-hand side. Lots of colour, lots of flowers. This will all be part of the Shees Park, I would have thought, is it? We'll soon find out. We can't be far away. Isn't it interesting that I've been here now more than 5 years, and this is the sort of thing I enjoy doing? And I knew about the enclave and the counter enclave. Well, I knew about the enclave. I didn't necessarily know about the counter enclave. And right, we're in Shees Park. Here we are. I knew about it, but I just didn't know it was this good. Right then, I've just finished the most unexpected and spectacular drive I think I've taken in, I don't know, 20 or 30 years. I was just going to drive from Fujairah through Oman, the enclave, and then through the counter enclave of the UAE, and then back through Oman, and then finish off at Wadi Shees, which is where I am. And I assumed it was going to be like this all the way. Asphalt, not a zebra crossing, but asphalt. And it was to start with, and it was to finish with. And then suddenly, I don't know, at some point you've seen it on the film, it became the most spectacular drive I've done in a long time. So I'm at Wadi Shees here. This is the finish, or maybe it's the start, depending on which way you go. I mean, I would say the route is equally as passable in whichever direction you wanted to go. There wouldn't necessarily be any advantage going one way or another. So this is Wadi Shees Park as well. But look at this, isn't this pretty? Isn't this very pretty? Wadi Shees, what a drive, what an afternoon. Listen guys, I'm going to wrap it up there, so thanks for coming with me on this journey. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as much as I have. So I'll say my goodbyes now. Peace out everybody. The English Explorer.